liars and the bastards and the thieves, the cynicists, yeah, the pessimists, and those that don't believe in nothing.
Hey YouTube, this is Red Sox fan, and I am finally back again with Let's Play Vanilla World of Warcraft. This is episode 53, and I am here inside the Scarlet Monastery Armory. For those of you who might have missed the last half episode, I was dicking around in Dustwallow Marsh, and I made my way towards Alcaz Island before I was invited to heal through or DPS through the Scarlet Monastery Armory. Now, of course, I chose DPS because I'm an enhancement spec and I don't have any healing gear whatsoever, and that's when I made my way to the Undercity, and at one point my client even crashed. It might have been related to the new recording software, but I guess I'll never know for sure. Now, this group was composed of two shamans, myself and the healer, who was actually also enhancement spec but had a really nice offset of healing gear, along with warrior tanking and a priest and warlock filling out the two other DPS spots. The run-through went very smoothly. The only hiccup we encountered was a full server crash at one point that disconnected all of us and we just had to relog back in, but it set us back maybe 5-6 minutes. And at the end of the run you will see that Herod actually dropped the Ravager, which is his special two-handed axe that has a whirlwind effect built into it, but I let the other shaman need for it, and I didn't need for it just because I like the axe that I have, I guess, for now. So I'm going to mention two main concerns I have about this video that I don't know how it's going to play out until after I, fully render it and upload it to YouTube. But the first being that this is probably the shortest dungeon, like, in the entire game, just because there's only one boss at the end, Herod, along with all the other ads that are sprinkled throughout the dungeon. But that means this is probably going to be one of the shortest dungeon videos that I'll make for this vanilla playthrough. The second concern being that I recorded this run through with D3D Gear as opposed to Fraps, so I don't know how great this video will be frame rate wise. You saw in the other episode, in the last episode, that there were some parts of the video that the frame rate was pretty excellent, and then other parts where the video probably froze for a good minute before it caught up with the rest of the, recording. So that's all I have to say as far as this introduction goes, and I hope you guys enjoy this dungeon run through. You won't see the entirety of it. You'll probably see a good chunk of it at least as I talk about the different mobs you'll encounter, the different areas that are inside the armory, and at the very end you'll see the most of the Herod fight, along with you'll hear what his lore is, his background, and his loot table is. The armory, the second entrance from the right, requires either the Scarlet Key from the library wing or some other method of unlocking to enter. Like the library, it starts with a cloister. Lots of humanoid guards block the way to Herod, the main boss and Scarlet Champion. Any mistake may cause the party to pull too many mobs and die. Herod's locked chambers can be opened the same way as the front door. Once inside, you will fight him, and him alone. The battle is not over though, as afterward 30 trainees spawn outside the room, run in, and swarm you. Easy to kill, they will once in a while drop Tabard of the Scarlet Crusade. The Scarlet Monastery is divided into 4 different sections. First are the training grounds, which contain Scarlet Soldiers, melee class, who use improved blocking, and Scarlet Conjurers, mages who cast Fireball and can conjure a Fire Elemental pet. Next is the Footman's Armory, which contains Scarlet Protectors, a Paladin-like class with heavy armor, who use Devotion Aura and Holy Light. Scarlet Guardsmen, a warrior-like class, who uses Defensive Stance and occasionally Disarm, and Scarlet Evokers, a mage-type class, who can cast Fireball, Flame Strike, and Fire Shield. The penultimate section of the armory is aptly known as the Crusader's Armory, which contains Scarlet Defenders, a warrior-like class who use melee, defensive stance, improved blocking, and shield bash, and Scarlet Myrmidons, who are melee users that hit hard and enrage at low AP. The last area of the armory is the Hall of Champions, which contains only one enemy, Herod, the Scarlet Champion. The Hall of Champions, however, also has a collection of large statues of the Order's most praised heroes. They include the following: Arrowless Fireleaf, Varian Westwind, Dorgar Stonebrow, Filari Swift Arrow, Farron Marcus, Harthald Truesight, Holia Sunshield, Invar One Arm, Orman of Stormguard, Valia Twin Blades, and Yana Bloodspear. Herod, the Scarlet Champion, is a level 37 elite human boss, found in the Scarlet Monastery's armory. Herod is one of the 4 Scarlet Crusade leaders in the Scarlet Monastery. It is known that both Raleigh the Devout in the Hillsbrad foothills and Varamathras in the Undercity are determined to eliminate the leadership of the Scarlet Monastery, albeit for different reasons. A full group of properly leveled players should be used when attempting to defeat Harad. His melee damage is impressive and can put a huge hurt on cloth users. A healer should stay behind and focus on healing, as with any boss fight. It is advisable for the ranged DPS and healers to remain on the stairs to avoid whirlwind. However, the healer must be careful not to lose line of sight to the tank. Harad will initially do rushing charge, exactly like a warrior's charge spell to the one that draws first aggro. He will then proceed with basic melee swings until he's lost a good deal of health. He will then initiate a whirlwind-like attack, signaled by the quote, "Blades of Light!" that render him invulnerable to spell damage. This attack deals AoE damage to anyone standing close by, so players should just run out of range, and anyone able to use a ranged weapon should shoot him. The hunters should make sure to pull their pets back as well. If your healer has a low mana pool, or is not the proper level for this instance, have everyone bandaged if they get hit by Harad's whirlwind attack, so the heals can be focused on the main tank. After Harad is defeated, 20, not 30 as I previously mentioned, Scarlet trainees will spawn. Do not be intimidated, as they can be taken out with one hit. If there is a mage present, they should use AoE attacks to wipe them all out. Also, if you try to run outside the room, Harad will sprint, increasing his movement speed by 60% and almost certainly catching up to you. If you don't get affected by this, 3 Scarlet Myrmidons will spawn and block your path. Harad drops 4 pieces of loot, all of which are rare. First and foremost is his infamous two-handed axe Ravager, which deals 37.3 DPS and has a built-in whirlwind effect to it. Next is the Raging Berserker's Helm, a male headpiece that has plus 13 strength and plus 8 stamina, as well as increasing your critical strike rating by 14. Next is Harad's Shoulder, which is a male shoulder piece that has plus 6 strength and plus 15 stamina. And last but not least are the Scarlet Leggings, which are male legs that have plus 20 strength and plus 10 stamina, and are part of the set Chain of the Scarlet Crusade. Alrighty guys, I hope you enjoyed that dungeon run. With that, we are now finished with the entirety of the Scarlet Monastery. We have ran through the graveyard, we have ran through the library, we have ran through the Scarlet Cathedral, not last, which is a little unconventional, and we lastly have ran through the Armory. There is actually a quest both for the Horde and the Alliance to kill the 4 leaders of the Scarlet Crusade: High Inquisitor Whitemane, Scarlet Commander Mograine, Harad, and Houndsmaster Loxy. I believe the Horde is called Into the Scarlet Monastery, and the Alliance quest is In the Name of the Light. And I have not yet turned that quest in. I will do so in the next episode. So that's all for now. As usual, this has been Red Sox Fan. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and as always, stay classy, and peace out.